Right, okay, so Friday, it is almost over. The second week of January is almost past. So, what I want us to think about is a few things that you can take away and think about. And I put together 10 different tips that you can look to apply and think about these over the weekend, sketch them out, plan them out, and look at how you can use these 10 steps to come into the third week in January and really make it make it a different month to what you're used to. Make it different. Make 2017 different from last year. Because as a business person, as a career person, as somebody that wants to really move forward and do something, you need to change things from time to time. And if the way that you're doing things at the minute is not working, give these a try. Just seriously give them a try, and it'll make all the difference for you. So what I want to do is run through 10 steps, and I'm not going to do it very long because it is Friday. It is already getting close to party time for some of you, or some of you maybe you're just getting started. I don't know. I remember I used to a very long time ago. I used to think like Friday, 5 o'clock's coming. It's like yes, almost the weekend. But do you know, I'm not living for the weekend. I'm living for the goals, for the dream, for the stuff that I do to help people, and that's the stuff that I really kind of get excited for. So I think when it gets towards Friday and it's 5 o'clock, I'm thinking, damn, the weekend's nearly here. I better speed up. I don't want to wind down. So anyway, the 10 steps. So the first one that I want to mention is don't worry or care so much about what other people think. People are going to think about you anyway. They're probably going to talk about you anyway. Or maybe they don't, do you know, but don't worry about it. Don't care about it. And actually, people as a whole don't think about you nowhere near as much as you think they do. They really don't. So don't really pay too much attention to that. Don't care. Don't worry. Just do your thing. Don't worry about anybody else. The second one is learn very quickly how to master both selling and marketing. Listen, you might be the absolutely best person in the world, the practitioner at your field. You know, you might be the world's greatest designer, you might be the world's greatest photographer, you might be the world's greatest accountant, bookkeeper, whatever it may be. But unless you know how to sell yourself and market yourself, you're going to struggle. No one's going to know about you. You're going to be obscure. You're not going to be visible. You're not going to be able to, once you get in front of people, actually ask for the business. You're going to be uncomfortable asking for the business. Learn to sell, learn to market. This will make such a big difference. Another thing that, and I think this probably comes down to, I was going to say ego, but I think it's probably more about pride. Do you know, ask for things before you need it. And this is something that you can do with a bank. Do you know, it's so much easier to ask for money from a bank when you don't need it than to ask for the money from a bank when you do need it. So, do you know, ask the bank for them credit cards. You're not going to use them, but it's nice to have it there. Ask the banks for that overdraft facility. Ask them for a drawdown facility. Ask them for these commitments to you, this money that's available to you, even when you don't need it, because it's going to be so much easier to do that before you actually need it. So that's that's number 3. Next one, 4, stop doing the things that you shouldn't be doing. You know, stop playing around with your admin. Stop doing the bookkeeping. Stop doing all the little bit of stuff that you shouldn't be doing, and focus your attention onto the stuff that you enjoy and you're very good at, and the stuff that's going to make the biggest difference to your business. Admin and bookkeeping, unless you are an admin and bookkeeping company, you shouldn't be doing that stuff. Get them out. You know, get in touch with an accountant. If you need an accountant, have a look. There's loads, and you can pay them on a monthly retainer. You can pay them a one-time fee at the end of the year. Some might want a bit up front. There's loads of people out there. You go to sites like People Per Hour. There's people on there that can help with your bookkeeping. Contact me. I'll hook you up with some amazing bookkeepers and accountants. I've got some fantastic clients that I've worked with over the years who are brilliant at what they do. Same with your admin. Don't do it all. People Per Hour. The people on there will do it for 20 quid, 50 quid a month for a couple of hours here and there to do all the admin stuff. Don't you do that stuff. Stop doing it. It's not going to make any difference to you. Do you know, a lot of the time the stuff that you're doing, probably a large proportion of the stuff is completely irrelevant anyway. It's not even important stuff. So get somebody else to do it for you. The next one up is you've got to get attention. So this ties in a little bit to the marketing, but you've got to do things that's going to get you attention. Do something that will get you attention. This could be that, you know, you're going to stand out more. Think about Richard Branson when he first started to really make some big impact on the scene. He used to do his big balloon thing and travel around the world and all these kind of things like this. Shoot up their sign onto the, I think it was it Big Ben or the Parliament or somewhere like that as well. They did stuff that got attention. Be bold. Do something that's going to get you attention. That could be through your marketing. That could be through videos. That could be through your website or marketing material, or just do something that's going to grab the attention and get people to notice you. The next one is you got to realise is that if you don't change something, if you don't, really look at changing the things that's not working, dumping the stuff that's not working, and doubling down on the stuff that do work for you, then you're always going to end up with the stuff. So whatever you put up with is what you're going to end up with. So you need to make sure that if you're realising something's not working, don't fall into that trap that I see everybody falling into, saying, well, I'm going to give it a bit more time because it might work. You've probably heard yourself say that. I'm going to say that again to you now. I'll give it a bit more time because it might work. Stop. It's not going to work. It's not working. Stop doing that stuff and do the thing that is working. Even if the stuff's working is only giving you a little result at the minute, double down, triple down, get deep on that stuff because it's working. The other stuff's not. Stop doing it. Make sure you double down on the stuff that do. Right, next is the storytelling is something that social media has really helped you to develop, and it's allowed you to tell your stories in a much more fluent way. So stories, people remember stories so much more than they remember stats and facts and figures. So if you can tie a story into some stats and facts and figures, something that people can relate to, they're much more likely to remember this. So when you're out there and you're pitching your business, or you're selling your services, or you're presenting it at a group of people, maybe you're networking, maybe you're advertising, remember that if you can try and tie a story into this somewhere, then it's going to work really good for you. So try to find stories. That's fantastic. Right, next is where we're up to. We're on 9, I think we're now. Not everybody, and this is a big thing that you've got to get over, not everybody will support you. In fact, some people will start to hate you. Fact, absolute fact. You might be likeable, knowledgeable, trustworthy, honest, hardworking, but there's going to be people out there what don't like you and don't support you. And that's not anything about you. It's no wrongdoing by you. It's actually more about them. So I actually really I want the hate. I mean, let me be honest, I don't want no one to hate me. I want people to love me and worship me and respect me, and I want to worship them and love them, and exactly the same. I want to feel the way they feel. So if they love me and worship the stuff that I do and respect me and all this kind of stuff, I want to give the same back. And I give, and I honestly believe this, and you can ask my clients about this as well, I give so much more than what I give. Than what I get. I really do go above and beyond. I give them more service, I spend more time, I give them more products, I really do, because I worship their business. I worship them for allowing me to be part of their journey. I really 100% do. And hopefully that is then reciprocal and we feel the same way. And I think that's why I have such a fantastic relationship. Now listen, not everybody's going to feel that way. As I've already mentioned, there's going to be some people out there that don't like you no matter what you do. That's just the nature of the beast. But you do want them people because they're your rocket fuel. The people that don't like you, guess what they love to do? They talk about you. And that's what you want, is people talking about you. Yes, sure, they might be saying bad stuff, but they'll forget about it eventually. People will always forget why they were talking about you. They'll just remember that they were talking about you. So your name pops up and it's great. I have it happen to me. You're more than likely you're going to have it happen to you, especially when you get that frequency right and you're starting to hit the right frequency and making the noises and moving forward. People will do it. Good. Give me more. You can talk about me, tag me in stuff. Do it all day long, because that's the stuff that gets you noticed. So realise that, it's so hard at the first because you think that everyone's going to like you and they're going to support you. But if we had to break it all down, and this is the true story, what's going to come out right here, they don't really hate you. People, when they hate on you, they don't really hate you. They hate themselves, because you're a reflection of what they wish they could be. That is the truth of this. People hate you because they really hate themselves. They see you doing things that they wish they could have done. And I have this conversation with a client of mine. He's in a group of people. The same group of people has been doing the same things for the last 5, 6, 10 years, not moving forward. He's accelerating, and they're giving him a hard time for it because they're not moving forward in years. It's hate. But guess what? They're going to talk about you. They're going to talk about you. They're going to build your business for you because that's fantastic and you want that. So, moving on to the very final one. The very final one is don't forget. I can't even read my own writing on here as well. But don't forget to have a why. Listen, that is one of the most important things that you need, is for you to move forward, for you to do what you do, for you to face that hate, for you to get out of bed early, for you to go to bed late, for you to work the long hours, put the effort in to get the rejections, to really push forward. You need to have a strong enough why. And if you've got a strong enough why, you can take on anything. And the best way to do this is whatever you do, always ask why. Why do I want to do that? Okay, right, so I want to build a business and I want to have a £50 million turnover company. Why? Well, because it means that it gives luxuries to other people and I help them. Okay, why? Well, it means that by helping more people, I can help myself. Okay, why? And drill it down. I want to have that beach body again. Why? Because I want to turn the heads of people who I used to turn the heads when I was a little bit younger, before I got a little bit out of shit. Right, okay, why? Because it makes me feel satisfied and content and happy and confident. Right, okay, why? And just drill down deep on them whys. And if you can just keep on asking yourself why, that's the stuff that's going to help you to push on and move forward. Guys, there's 10 tips for you to apply, think about, write them down, do it over the weekend, hit next week. It's the 3rd week of January. Already this month is coming to an end very quickly, and before you know it, we'll be into February. So write these down, apply them, and that's the biggest advice I can say to you. There's so much stuff, there's books. I've got a bookshelf full of books. People I know read books upon books upon books. They listen to audiobooks all the time. But if the only thing you do is listen to it and you don't apply it, it's worthless knowledge. It is shelf development. That's all it's going to be. So make sure that you write these 10 tips down, look at how you can implement them into your work week, next week, going forward, and every week on from there. And I honestly tell you this now because it will make a big difference to your life, to your career, and your business. Have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to speaking to you again over the next few weeks. Well,